Hey, good morning. What's going on, y'all? This is another episode of LMM Memories, and this is the time and how I made the track Mayweather. January of this year, 2020, I was in Turkey, and I'm going through beats, on YouTube, and then I see this one guy named WheresDiggity. He's a pretty dope cat. I'm like, let me write something, but how am I gonna start this off? So I gotta come with a whole different type of vibe, and I love pianos, I love saxophones, so I had to have something that was gonna start off with a piano. Boom, boom. So I'm like, oh shit, it's alright. But how can I start it though? What am I basing it off of? I'm basing it off of a time when I was, dealing with a woman and everything was smooth. It felt like love at first sight, it wasn't, but it definitely put me in a mindset of like, damn, I gotta get my shit right. If I want to even approach this woman, I gotta be able to be grounded and be confident and do what it do. So I'm like, the first one in sight. You were the first one in my sight. The first one in sight as you came walking in. You walking in, okay. Cat got my tongue. I can't speak. Cat got my tongue as you came cat walking in. You came in with two friends, but these are the talking in.
Macauley, caulk and flow. When I get you home alone, you see Macaulay's my last name, and it can be yours too. But will I get to know you or get to know the vibes you give the other dudes? Let me take that approach to you, because in a sense I embrace your innocence. Let the love burn slow for you like incense, so we can smoke this L through the vent and vent so I can.
So that was a great way of starting it off. I did that, and then I left it alone for like a week. I'm breaking out, guys, pardon me, but melanin's still shining. So I left it alone for like a week, maybe even a week and a half. I get inspired randomly, I get back to it. So I'm like, all right, I gotta make this shit drop crazy. What about my name? I want to tell you who I am now. L in my name, Lionel. How can I break my name?
Let you know how the L in my name stands for elements. Bump some LMA, feels like the month of May if I may. No allergies when I said your presence knocked me out in this Mayweather. You say whether or not you were into me from the start. You know I wasn't ignorant, I just knew how to ignore rants like Durant. But I never sell you out cause I'm a warrior.
And I wanted to construct it in a way where I wanted two big moments when the beat drops. And when that beat drops, I'm just flowing. And I'm showing you the structure of this is not a rap song. This is a spoken word piece. And
could have been. It could have been real love, it could have been real lust, but too much lack trust and many buts without the double T's, even though we never double crossed one another. It could have been that time I met your family and they said I was blessed to have you. I wanted to dabble a little bit in your abdomen so we can cry tears of joy 9 months later. But bumped the latex cause I knew when those latex stopped coming in there wasn't gonna be a later.
And it's fun, and just like that I'm able to tell a whole message through the breakdown of words. And I feel like that's an amazing thing to do. And I feel like I'm so happy and so fulfilled with that song and my craft. So I had to make that the first track of the project. And yeah, it was a movie. Video is coming soon. Deuces.
Okay, now gather around so I can talk to the gods and goddesses of the congregation. When you see melanin shining, you can't tell who the goddess is. You see, we were all modest then. The devils wore Prada and maybe had an identity, but ID profane was your only amenity. So I declare royalty for all the sovereignties, to all the times we were quarantined and left alone with our own minds to feed. Now most are just watching fees with no mouths to feed. Time to find a way to generate fees and reverse being gentrified. I'll let all these words diversify, so you can see how much your soul is divine in its prime. Ain't no time to prioritize the primaries when life comes at you fast. And I know you don't want to finish last or dwell on the past, but history repeats itself. Don't cheat yourself, because putting out acid energy through your mouth will only eat itself. Never predict the predicate before you educate and advocate. No time to contemplate when we can compensate our minds and concentrate on our own mental states. We live in states where values determined by status, when a clear hiatus turning into statistic. Let's look at the logistics. See, we were niggas before niggas, supreme rulers, Mansa Musa, the first African king worth 400 billion. See, we can't forget Queen Nefertiti. When we see strength, beauty, and power, then you know a beautiful woman has come. Let that kingdom come, or that will be done. But when you CBS on your VHS, and less CNN if you don't CNN, to the TNT blown up all over USA, A, B, C. We decide on who we want to coincide with. We have to abide the sweet side while listening to Mary J. Blige so we can oblige. But what's your theory? We as a people need to stop with the theatrics and the antics and figure out how we can come together and take over the atlas. Becoming actress, activists, but we choose to drink activists and act as if anyone owes us anything. The only thing we owe ourselves is dignity, instead of digging through the internet system miserably. We have the ability to combat the bigotry, mentally, emotionally, and physically, so we can figure out how we can be bigger than me, bigger than us. Let's put trust in one another, in our brothers, sisters, and mothers. Let's encourage our fathers and father figures instead of trying to figure out what the next person's figures are about. I mean, forget clout. Let's take the high route so you can sprout. As your energy taps into your energy, then that negativity becomes obsolete. Then it becomes a memory of a reverie.